Today I'm going to show you the mighty Rocktron Piranha preamp. This red preamp is called the Rocktron Piranha, and it's a true preamp, MIDI controllable, I think. And yeah, it was quite famous during the 90s. I think Megadeth used it. And it's a great preamp. It has, I think, three channels, if you want so, which is not that important because it's MIDI controllable. And anyway, currently I'm in the distorted channel, and I engaged the loop, which is making a difference in this preamp. So it's recommended to engage the loop, although I don't have anything connected in the loop. It has the hush function built in, which is a Rocktron noise gate, and yeah, clean mode, a distorted mode, and a more distorted mode. So yeah, these are the three channels, and it has the bass control, treble control, gain control, level control, overall output level, and also two mid controls, which is controlling the preset frequency and also the volume of the mids. So it's basically a one-band parametric EQ here in the mids, which makes it very flexible. Of course, it makes it a little bit more difficult for people who are not familiar with frequencies. But if you want to know about frequencies, please check out my videos about that. I got a shitload of videos about pre and post gain EQing, where I'm explaining frequencies, also which frequencies are very important for live use. So yeah, I have to sit down here to control this thing. Move the camera that you can see my beautiful face, especially the ladies. And yeah, so this is my tone, which I dialed in before, and I'm playing currently through my Engl 2x12 power amp, tube power amp, into a Engl 250 power amp into a 2x12 what is it? Harley Benton cabinet with Vintage 30 speakers, mic with Nesson 57. That is the sound you're hearing. And it's a little bit loud. By the way, I'm using a quad reverb for the delay effect and also for the noise gate. But the Rocktron hush is very good. So also if I I turn off the the quad reverb, it's now in the bypass mode, but you don't hear anything from the preamp. So yeah, the hush seems to work. So what settings do I have? Bass at 5, mids at -8, the 800 Hertz. I'm reducing the 800 Hertz currently. Treble -7, and gain at 61 in the mode with the most gain. Well, let's set bass to 0, mids to 0, and treble to 0. That sounds a little bit annoying to me, especially the highs. So yeah, let's go back. I think the quad reverb is clipping now, so let's reduce the output level a little bit. Change the mid frequencies. They are currently reduced, so 800 Hertz. This is maybe 650. More like a Marshallish sound, I think. Well, that sounds great. Let's save it. Let's reduce it a little bit more, then maybe you will get into like a PV-ish sound. Yeah, it's more or less like the 6505 sound. But here I would dial out more mids, I think. Might be a little bit too much. Okay, let's check out some other mid regions. Maybe dial out some of the 1K. Let's see what we will get then. Maybe more like the Mesa Mark series, and let's store it. So now I made three patches with different mid regions affected. So this is the one with a Marshall around 600 Hertz. This is one around 800 Hertz. This is one around 1K. Very flexible. I personally like the first one a lot. To me it sounds the most Marshallish. But without the annoying high end of the Marshall. Of course not every Marshall has annoying high ends, but it's you have to be careful with the highs a little bit, because they can get annoying if you're playing a loud volume. So I dialed it back here. Sounds great to me. Sounds way better than I remembered the preamp, to be honest. But the thing with preamps is you have to be very careful always with the that the signal is not clipping somewhere, because here in an amp you don't have the control of the signal in between the preamp and the power amp section usually. But here you have the input or the output of your guitar, which is this Schecter Banshee with EMGs, which has maybe a high output than going into the preamp, and here you have the input drive where you can adjust the signal of the guitar. So that's the first point where you have to adjust the signal. Then after the preamp it's going into the quarter reverb, where you also have an input section where you have to make sure that the signal is not clipping. And then also you have to control the output of the quarter reverb, because you don't want the power amp input to be clipped, so don't set the signal too high here. So it's a little bit more complicated, I think, than with a usual head. But of course it's way more flexible. Well, there you have it. This is the Rocktron Piranha, and yeah, please subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Bye.